What do you think? I'm thinking like 37. Read. 43! 43 miles an hour on 2S, man. All right. So we're back in. I did expect, honestly, that to kind of happen. But that just goes to show you that when swapping in just that particular motor mount with that KV motor, it's going to yield a result that you may not like because of the size wheels. With the size pinion that came on that particular motor. So if you did want to swap out the motor, seeing that this one came with its own pinion and motor mount, you're going to be cracking free that motor mount, which this motor mount is, what do they call it? They call that motor mount, there's a word for it. So anyways, this is RC Guy Garage. We are back in the mobile shop. We are working on the Relarlo. We took it out for a rip. And now what we're going to do is see if we can figure out what we need to do. There's two options. There's two options that I can kind of think of right now. Option one would be, and this option right here, what this does is allow me to adjust for several different motor mounts. Several different pinion options. While I can't change the spur, I can change the pinion and then obviously slide that motor back and forth, and then that would give me the ability to be able to put in a smaller pinion. Now, there's another option, and I talked about it outside. The other option was to go ahead and throw in this 2300 kV motor. And for these purposes, I'm not sure which route I should go, because I feel like either way it's going to be difficult, because I don't have an adjustable motor mount. I've got the single motor mount. So like what I was saying, this, where is it? Here it is. That's not it. Where's the... Oh, yeah, it is. This is it. So, effectively, the motor mount that I've got in here is kind of like this, but not. Now, this motor mount, which I was trying to say, was it's the difference between... You could take it for whatever it's worth. Yes, it fits a bigger can motor, but for this particular situation, this particular motor mount will operate both a brushed or a brushless setup, which you can see right there. That's set up for a brushless motor. So like if I was to take this motor and mount it onto there, you can see that it's set up for that motor. So I think because this is that Kraton style of vehicle, because of the size wheels, I think what I'm gonna do is the motor mount. Again, because I don't have the adjustable, I think what I'm going to do is switch the pinion and switch the motor, move the motor over to that smaller size. And I think how that's going to be achieved is by taking this one off and swapping it into that, and obviously not using this pinion, but find the pinion, or find a pinion that is going to be small enough. That's at least my thought. Because while this motor has the torque, it doesn't have... I think that... It's all kind of confusing, man. I feel like there's three options to go with. One option I can't go with is because I don't have that motor mount. Well, let's just dive in. Let's figure out what I'm going to do, because too many things rolling in my head, and we're just going to dive into it and figure it out. So this is, oh yeah, by the way, this is part 6. So it did work out great. It's just too much KV for the pinion size, blah, blah, blah. You get it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop out these wires here for the motor. And we are going to have to basically take all this apart. You see the battery is still connected here. So we're going to take out the center brace again. Leave the motor mount attached, but just take out the center brace. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws to go ahead and go after that. So all these screws will be able to kind of stay together. Oh, look at that. Look at how strong that is. It wants to fight you. So these washers definitely worked out. Definitely got to be careful of over torquing this stuff. That was a realization that didn't happen necessarily right away, but it did happen. There's going to be 2 screws underneath, which I'm also going to have to undo as well. I did actually bring out my magnetic tray. I'm just not going to bother using it. So go ahead and pull that right off. Leave it at, yeah, I'll just take it off. Watch out for the little wire here. So, ESC motor plate. No, ESC motor plate, ESC chassis brace. Jeez. ESC receiver. So, pull off that little cover. Obviously, you can see massive. This is the one. Hoping this is going to work, but this is the one that's, it's just, oh my god, this is going to be a lot. Oh crap, I forgot. I don't think I can get away with rotating that. I might be able to get away with rotating this. We'll see. Whoa, I hope. I hope I can. So we're going to go after these screws right here. So it's 1, 2. So, hopefully, this is going to come loose. These are Loctited too. Ah, they're tight. Alright. Hit it with some plier. Hopefully just go right on the head of the screw. And hopefully it just doesn't heat up things too much. Ah, there we go. That worked nice. Okay, that was a good one. I'm going to keep this motor mount screw separate. Now I have to go after that one. Full fire. Trying to keep the heat away from the plastic stuff. I also never changed that arm. I just realized that. I gotta swap out that arm. Ah, look at that. Nice. Okay. Alright, so now, can I swap out the... Oh, I can. Oh, beautiful. They made it so you can rotate it out. That is some thinking. That really is. That is some thinking. You can rotate it out as long as you get the battery tray out. So this little battery tray piece needs to come off. So as long as you take this out, you'll be able to rotate that motor out of there. That is very smart of them. See? They're thinking. Ready? Rotate. Check that out. That is smart. That really is smart, man. I'm telling you. All right, so let's pop this pinion off, which that's going to require some fire too. That is a 1.5. Right there, 1.5. I'm going to throw some fire on it. Third time's a charm. That should have been enough. Yep. Perfect. Go ahead and pry this up. There is a better way to do this so you don't destroy stuff that is on there. There is a tool you can buy, and it's called a pinion puller, and what it does is for small situations like this, it pulls the pinion. So that pinion is massive. I don't even know how many teeth that is. It's just big. And I also believe this is either mod 0.8 or 32 pitch. So that's something to keep in mind. So gear wise, we've got to pull this motor mount. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit these screws. 1, 2, yeah, got it. Just in case these might be frozen or thread locked as well. Oh no. Okay. Gonna need to really heat that up. And what I should do actually is, dang. I can start to feel that heat. I was gonna say I should switch over to a, I'm gonna have to switch over to a glove. This thing is getting hot. That's not wanting to move. All right, I gotta get a glove because I gotta really heat that up. So I'll be back. All right. Now I've got a glove, and I've got hopefully a better screwdriver for better engagement. We'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this some fire. See, the problem with aluminum is it dissipates the heat so fast. Let's see what we got. And we got it. Beautiful. Getting nervous there. This is where the Phillips screws are no good. So once I take this out, I'm gonna get a look at this screw, and I might see if I can switch this over to something a little bit better in the quality department here, because having this strip out would have been absolutely disastrous. Holy thread lock. Are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, I can definitely switch to a better screw than that thing. Wow, dude, that's a lot of stinking thread lock in there. Get this one nice and hot. Melt that thread lock right out of there. Let's see what we got. Snappage or break free. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Holy crap, did they use a lot of thread lock. Ah, the heat. I can feel the heat through the glove. Alright, so here we go. Gotta be careful of my work surface here. Wow, that was a lot of stinking thread lock. All right. Let this kind of cool down on my glove, because on my glove it's a little bit safer. Woo, that thing is hot. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna put this somewhere where it can kind of cool down, because that is hot. I'll put it on a paper plate. Guy and his paper plates. All right, so now what I've got to do while I'm waiting for that to cool down, the motor mount that's actually on this is the one that I need. Because if I'm right, what this does is it brings it in, allowing a smaller pinion. It's not the best way to go, but it's the only way I can go right now, so yep, that's gonna need some. That's good. They Loctited the crap out of this one too, I think. Well, let's see if I'll need let's see if I'm gonna need heat. 1, 2. So we heat up that pinion first. Get this out of here. Boy, that's tight. It needs a lot more heat. There we go. Let the smoke come. Yeah, much better. Look at that. Alright. Oh, look at that pinion come right off. Nice and easy. Look at that, burning the paper plate and everything. Alright, so now we got to apply some heat to here. Whoa! See what I want to do. I want to go this way. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Technically, I could use this screw because this one didn't strip out, but I think I do want to use better screws for the motor mount. Shaking. Too much coffee. Never too much coffee, guy. And that one might need a little bit more heat. There we go, we got it. They used a ton of thread lock here. They definitely did not want this stuff coming apart. Brushed motor. I should sell this as a combo unit. The rcguygarage merch site, selling used parts. Ooh, still hot. Alright, so I gotta wait for that to kind of cool down. Kinda. I think what I can do is at least get this up here and show that it's designed for brushed / brushless right there. So let's go ahead and pop this screw out of there. Motor's still hot, man. Holy crap. Everything is still hot. Alright, I'll be back. Stuff's too hot. And we're back. Motor's still a little warm. Motor mount is totally fine now. Not like I can't hold on to it. I'm just saying it could still feel warmth. Here's the motor mount. So what I just wanted to do is I wanted to confirm that the thread was going to be the same. Feels like it's the same because it meshes up to the other one. But what I did want to do is I just want to thread this in right now. Oh, wrong drive again. So this is a M2, and I just wanted to make sure that it would thread in. and not be an issue, and it looks good. So do the same thing to the other one. It's kind of like cleaning out the threads because it was so chalked up. I mean, if you look at the hole, look at that hole. It's all white, chalked up with thread lock. So go ahead and put that in there. Nice. Perfect. So I'll have to find the correct pinion, which I don't remember what pinion is used on this. But make sure this surface is clean. Go ahead and put this on. I did put a little bit of thread lock here. You can see there's a blob of thread lock right there. So just put a little dab there. Stab it through. Oh, are you kidding me? Don't even tell me your screw doesn't go in. What? The screw hole is a different size. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the screw hole be a different size? It is stinking. Never ending with this stuff. That is right. The screw hole. The hole is too small. So now I've got to size that hole up. Gotta be kidding me, man. Boy, every step I take, man, with this thing, starting to drive me insane here. Alright, so I'm going to get my drill bit set, and I'm going to go ahead and punch out those holes right there. This really would have been easier with the adjustable motor mount. Holy smokes. I'll be back. Alright, so this is what I use to make the holes in my tires. This is just a piece of hard line, straightened, ground down on the outside to a bevel. And then what I do is I just basically take either, not this, but you can take this. You take one of these. I usually use like an awl or a Phillips screwdriver, and then what you do is you just kind of give it a little twist. And what it does is very slightly flare out the edge, which almost gives it like a cutting edge. And then you just put it inside your drill bit and then puncture through the tires, and then take a driver and... But I also did the holes on all 4 tires, because when I was gluing the tires down, like when I had tipped it to the side, water was coming out of these tires. Pop out the rubber pieces. So I did find a drill bit. It's not, this is obviously, I have standard size drill bits, and this is obviously a metric screw. So what's going to happen is the possibility that this is not going to be perfect. I'm hoping it's going to work. So we're going to go ahead and just lightly drill this out. I don't want these pieces getting all over the place, so I am going to drill it out. Oh. Oh. Oh man, come on. Serious? Thread lock everywhere. Screws everywhere. What I was saying was I was trying not to create a mess here. And I ended up creating one. The heck? Alright. Those are the screws I want. These are the ones that are garbage. Gonna try and do this without hurting myself here. So I'm just gonna go nice and easy. Try to keep it centerized and just let the bit do the work. Hopefully that is gonna work. Hopefully. So let's just take a screw and see if it's gonna work. May need to thread the screw in. Yeah, see, it's still tight, but I think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's working. I almost needed like the other size up from that. Dang. So what it's doing is it's almost like it's cutting threads into the aluminum. So if I use a little bit of oil, I could technically cut the threads. But I think we're all set. I think I just made it, passed it all the way through. Yep, it's passed through. So what it did is it cut its own threads. And that's going to be kind of a problem because I don't want the threads cut in this. If I step it up to the next size, that should be okay. I just, because I'm not dealing with, I'm going to go ahead and step up the drill bit to the next size. So this is where the problem comes up. I was using a 7/64 drill bit. The next size up is obviously a 1/8. That is where I'm going to run into a problem because it's just, man, I am running real thin on material. I'm going to give it a shot. But this time I'm going to introduce a little bit of oil. This could be a bad deal, man. When you don't have the right stuff, you gotta just kind of, I guess, make it happen, I guess. And then obviously being very careful not to drill through my hand here. So I'm just going to use a little bit of 30. That will at least give the drill bit some lubrication. So what I should do too is bury this drill bit into the chuck so it doesn't mangle my fingers. Here we go. Nice and slow. Let the drill bit do the work. That definitely made it bigger. Alright, that screw is not going to have any kind of problem going in there now. Alright, so that works. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go after the other side. So I'm not even going to step it up first. I'm literally just going to go after it. Nice and easy. Like I said, just let the drill bit and the speed do the work. And that should have done what I needed. Hopefully this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and empty my paper plate here. Hopefully this is going to work. I want to say there's no reason why it shouldn't work. It should work. Unless for some strange reason alignment was really off. But it should work. Okay. Motor mount. Freshly drilled holes. Screws obviously go in mint. They do stick out slightly, which that's not going to be a problem. I could countersink this, but we're not going crazy here. So let's just make sure that this now mounts up. Yeah, you did it all wrong. That hole is there, and that hole is right there. So there we go. So we have now a properly fitted, not countersunk, should countersink it, but I'm just gonna leave it as is. Now we have a properly fitted motor mount. The only thing that I need to do now, properly fitted motor to motor mount. So what I need to do now is go ahead and Loctite this on. Again, here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce some Loctite to these screws, just on the very tips, just like that. So we have upgraded to an M2. Correct screw for doing a motor mount or doing a motor. I think I'm actually going to need more than that. We'll go with that for now. Trial and error guy. So I'll scoop all that up. It's not much, but hopefully it'll work out. Go ahead and give this a crank. And give this one a crank. And that should be good. Wipe up our stuff here. Alright. So now we've got that. Now I've got to figure out the correct size pinion. So move this out of here. Bring the vehicle back in. And this is where it would be nice if it would have been nice. I can't talk. Can't talk here. Boy, that looks like it's going to be a tiny pinion. So it might be that pinion right there. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, that's a press-on. No! That's a press-on piece of garbage. Oh, I didn't notice that. That is a press-on gear that's on this motor. It'll come off, but it's a press-on. It's got a flat, too. Junk. All right. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find a pinion that's going to fit this thing. So I'll be back again. I thought I was going to use that key. And this is where you run into your next roadblock. Or should I say I ran into my next roadblock. I'm going to have to unpress this gear. And use a 2400 kV motor. Just to run the car. So the issue that I had was obviously the pinion that was on it was massive. It was a brushed motor, didn't matter, it had torque, it had lower speed. Introducing a much higher kV brushless motor changed the overall way that this thing is because the kV is too much for the gearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then because my whole pocket full of gears, I did have a small enough tooth count, but it's a Mod 1. Oh, man. The only thing that I could do right now is, like I said, is try to unpress this gear. I don't have a gear press or a gear puller, but I do obviously have a way of being able to get this gear off. Now I'd be putting it in a vise and then pounding down on the shaft to not destroy the... Because I can't use the gear that's on here because it's a different pitch. Of course it is. Oh man, I'm telling you. So is this even worth it? Kind of. An adjustable motor mount is definitely the way to go with this. Learn from my mistakes. But what I'm going to do right now Should I even bother putting in this 2300 kV motor? It's like a, I think the other one's like a 3800 kV or something like that. So should I even bother? I think I'm gonna, believe it or not, I think I'm actually gonna give it a shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpress this. This is not the way to do it, but this is the way that I have to do it. So I'll be back. I gotta go unpress a press on.